So welcome for this second section from the earlier digital image processing cycle story. So under this, as we are on the verge of digital image that we have different processing and all the story. Now what seems to be the advantages of digital image? What after efforts taken on analog or that whatever the real time image, that 3D or 4D object that we are converted in the finally into 2D coordinates system in the form of color image or digital image. So in this digital image, what seems to be our achievement? With the digital image, fast processing seems to be possible. Fast processing, as we have stored that digitized image, so we can have fast processing as per our application, as per algorithm, that you can go for that single shot segmentation, multiplication, segmentation analysis. You can go for that redundant information extraction, convolution operation. Then you can have some differentiation, integration. You can have that complement operation. That varied application with a base on a different data modeling can be possible with the algorithm. But no doubt it will be taking some longer time. But with the AI, as you are providing multiple input, as you are providing multiple varied inputs, so your system seems to be get trained, and that effective achievement seems to be achieved in case of digital image processing or in case of detection of objects. So fast processing seems to be resulted with the digital image. Second, it is a cost effective approach, as its storage seems to be easy with the modern tools and technology, with a processor available with a memory on board. So this is a cost effective approach for image extraction, image storage, image retrieval and its processing and that varied application. So cost effective approach without lots of effort with a recent memory design. Then storage, as it is a digital image, so with the help of some cut down that redundant information by cutting down some arbitrary or some unwanted information with the help of loosey compression technique, or that with the help of some arithmetic coding scheme. So this storage seems to be effective. You are utilizing available storage effectively, or you can use that big size image in the form of some short section, some short segment in the available storage. So vice versa possible. Efficient transmission is possible. Normally this efficient transmission, why seems to be important? If you are going for a multimedia sensor, that computer vision or that some traffic, that camera, CCTV camera, that any image camera, those are capturing the image and they are transmitting over the air for the satellite, you can say for the satellite or for the sake of some regional traffic office. So that whatever the sensor, most of the time those are the passive. No doubt, if it is active, then it is well and good. But if it is passive, then that required some energy for transmit that particular image, captured video. So it will be taking some effort, some energy reduction and some burden and all those, and life and all those. So that seems to be get reduced, seems to be get saved. Efficient transmission in that case. So that is the advantage. Means all these are the advantages of digital image. Disadvantages, no doubt, high competition is expected, as there is a segmentation, single shot detector, YOLO algorithm, that we have some varied version. So high computing power is expected. On the same side, some of the time there is a high memory expectation in the earlier development phase, in the earlier storage section, in the earlier processing section, in the earlier object detection section, in the earlier training section. So you have some memory point that seems to be get over here. Scope for this digital image processing, that what seems to be the next or that last or that seems to be go out. So instead of the only image to image, here and there image plays, here and there that input is the image, output is the image and all those kind of story, it will not stuck to that part, but it will be just explore. With a recent development, if you are watching some YouTube video, or if you are visiting Mercedes-Benz or some latest Chinese automobile industry, they developing some unmanned vehicle, unmanned car. That car can easily identify the route or can trace the route, can trace the obstacle and take a bill or provide the support for the payment So all those facilities that will be available. So computer vision kind of story that seems to be possible with the help of digital image processing. So it not with stuck with the input and output, but no doubt some of the constraint condition that input is image, output is also image, and it is again with a pre-process, with some conversion, with some enhancement, with some operation that seems to be possible with the future that digital image whatever that you are processing. Limiting and somewhat artificial boundary, it is somewhat limited with the artificial boundary, whatever the devices, their capability that you can explore, you can exploit all those devices capability for the achievement of that image processing. That means that you can reach over the globe, that over you, that there is a sky is the limit. So based on that artificial boundary, there is no limit for that image processing, and on the reverse side for a processor or the memory device. To emulate human mind or human intelligence, that seems to be possible with the help of image processing. So artificial intelligence seems to be that one of the main component that will be playing role in case of AI, this digital image processing. Image analysis seems to be possible. The use of image analysis not from that captured image, store image and all those, but for the computer vision. That latest development like that Hollywood movies, that with the computer vision, that Tron, his hand that will be rotating, that mountain that will be moving here and there, some missiles going here and there, that kind of effect that can be possible with the help of this digital image processing. Some of the useful paradigm that I would like to short some review, some useful paradigm that seems to be identified from the digital image processing. Those are some first level paradigm can be called as low level paradigm, mid level or that second level, high level can be termed as third level section. That even digital image processing can be divided in this paradigm based on this section: low level, mid level and high level processing. So low level, in this case it is a prime, or you can say primitive activity, primitive action, primitive operation on digital image. This operation is like pre-processing, that unwanted noise, filtering, ghost image, redundant data that seems to be cut down, pre-processing. So pre-processing, contrasting the image, that content, sharpening the edges, sharpening that quality of the information, that seems to be possible in case of low level paradigm. In mid level paradigm section, or in second level, segmentation of the image, then computer suitable format conversion, that seems to be possible with the help of digital image processing, with the help of the second level paradigm. That attribute extraction, that seems to be possible. Attribute extraction, no doubt, with the edges, contours, all those shapes, all that can be identified with the mid level processing paradigm. In first level, it will be characterized based on an image, based on an input as the image and output as the image. That low level, it is a resultant is image, but in this case parameter, extracted attribute, that based on that you can identify that edges, boundary, condition, and that identify that shape of that particular image. So this second seems to be somewhat more effective compared with the first one. Third, high level paradigm or third level. It presents the sense of ensembles, recognize object from the available object, set of object, and it performs the function of computer vision. So it performs the function of computer vision. So this is third level paradigm, highest one, and you can characterize this one as a computer vision supporting element. Thanks, thank you.